Well, happy Memorial Day weekend, everyone. I hope everyone's having a great time. I don't have any specific plans, so I decided to do some sauces this weekend. I'm kind of excited because I love to can, and this is an opportunity for me to have an extra day to do it. So I got my complete book of home preserving out and looked through the other condiments section, and there is a Thai hot and sweet dipping sauce that looks so good. I'll see if I can find the picture because it is awesome looking sauce, and I thought I just had to do that because I think not only would this be good, see there it is, that little sauce right there. Anyway, I thought it wouldn't just be good as a dipping sauce for Chinese like egg rolls and things. It would probably be really good put on chicken and then grilled. So it's an easy one. It only has five ingredients. It's got a half a cup of finely chopped garlic, a tablespoon of salt, 6 cups of cider vinegar, which I want to talk to you about in a second, 6 cups of granulated sugar, and a half of cup of these great hot pepper flakes. So that's all it takes, and it's a pretty simple recipe. And I'm going to wait to do it because I've got a young lady that I'm helping to mentor for a program in food preservation, learning how to do all kinds of food preserving, and she wanted to come over today and take part in this. So if she's willing to complete the video, I will have all these ingredients ready for her when she gets here, and then I'll walk her through it and we'll learn together. But if she's not, then I'll come back and do this for you later. But what I wanted to talk to you about for this apple cider vinegar, the cider vinegar, was I went to the store and got a big container of vinegar, and I got to looking at the side, and I don't know if you can see clearly, but it says right here that the ingredients are apple cider vinegar diluted with water to 4% acidity. Now the problem with that is, anytime you do boiling water canning, whatever you use to make it acidic, whether it be your vinegar or your lemon juice, has to be 5%. So I had to run back to the store and get some that here indicates that it has been diluted with water to 5% acidity. This is very, very important. And so I think it's something I wanted to make sure that I share with everyone. A lot of people just pick up a thing of vinegar and think, well, there you go. But always double check and make sure your acidity is at 5%. The other thing is, I'm going to be using some of these cans that I got, these Better Homes and Gardens half pint jars. I got them a couple of years ago at the store, and I've never used them. And then I looked online. I'm a big ball and mason jar fan, but these were kind of cute, so I thought, well, I'll pick those up. But I looked online, and a lot of people really liked them, but then there was also a couple of times that I would see where the jars had more breakage. And so I didn't want to risk using those in a pressure canner because I think that that's just a lot harder on the jars, more likely to have one break. So I've been kind of actually I put them at the back of my storage shed and where I store my supplies, and I just ran across them and thought, well, great, I can use them for these because it's only for boiling water canning. But the other thing is, I pulled out of there, oftentimes when you get your jars out, there will be the lids, and they're usually stuck on a piece of cardboard here like this. And I pulled the lids off to use them, and then I thought, that is a great piece of cardboard. And oftentimes when I store my jars on the shelves, I'll stack 2 jars, and I have to put something in between them to protect the rims of the jars. So I'm going to save these because these would be the perfect size to put a dozen jars underneath and stack another dozen on top without chipping up the rims. So anyway, that's just a couple of tips I wanted to share with you, and I'll wait for my friend to call, and then we'll get started on this. I hope she wants to take part in the video. It'll be fun. Okay, we're back, and my friend is here, and she's going to be the hands in the video. Yay! So what we have is the 5 ingredients that I talked about earlier, and the first thing that you do is, for the instructions for the Thai hot and sweet dipping sauce, is you're going to take the garlic and the salt and mix them together in the bowl. So and you can just use that to stir it with. And our hands are all clean. We washed them. We did all that good stuff. I covered that over. It's finely chopped garlic, and I use one of those choppers. They're just awesome. So perfect. And the salt kind of pulls the juice and stuff out of the garlic, so it'll get a really good flavor. So she's going to mix that up, and then we'll put the vinegar in the saucepan and bring it to a boil. And once it is at a boil, then we're going to dissolve the sugar into it and let it boil for 5 minutes. So you want to take that over there. The vinegar goes in the pot. There we go. Just going to pour the vinegar in the pot, and then control it back there. It's so much fun. I love teaching people how to do this. It's very good. Look at this. I'm doing it not on video. I'm actually doing it in person. That's kind of cool. So we're going to turn that on. Yep. And this is just cider vinegar, and I explained about the 4 and 5% acidity, which is really, really important. So anyway, the instructions are to bring this to a boil, and then we're going to pour in this is 6 cups of vinegar. We're going to pour in the 6 cups of sugar and dissolve it and bring it to a boil for 5 minutes. So we'll come back when that's at a boil. Okay, the vinegar is boiling, so we're going to dump in the sugar, and you just pour it in there. Wonderful. Fine job. Now just stir it up and dissolve it. I love these really super simple recipes to get started, you know, because you can't really, there's not so many ingredients that you have to do anything terribly tough to. So this, we're going to dissolve the sugar and then let it boil gently, which is not like the full rolling boil that's like a crazy boil when you're doing jam, but just a nice gentle boil for about 5 minutes, and then we'll be back. Alrighty, so this has boiled, and it smells like vinegar, but it's not as strong as vinegar. What do you think?
No,
it's kind of, I don't know, it's good.
Let's see how thick it was. A little.
We're thinking it's going to have to thicken up to be a sauce, and I'm assuming with the sugar and stuff it will. We've never made this before, so this is fun. But anyway, now that it's boiled gently for 5 minutes, we get to add the hot pepper flakes and the garlic mixture. And just dump them in there and stir it. Hey, I don't even care. I think it's pretty looking. I'm one of those people that thinks food in the jar is pretty. Your hands are fabulous.
Oh, thank you.
Perfect. You mix that all up.
Ooh, that smells good.
It smells good, yeah. And then I'm going to set my little plate over here. And this is for you to put the funnel on. There's a holder. This is for you to wipe the top of your jar. Always remember to wipe your jar. Because if you don't wipe the rims of your jar, you have a problem. They won't seal. So. So the jars have been processed, they've been sterilized, and they're ready to go. So now, what you get to do, so exciting, take that from, that's in, and then, no, just hold this in.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, take one of the jars out, and the way we do it is we sterilize the jars in the canner, pull it out and tilt it and pour the water out into the canner, and then that way it'll raise the water level, so it'll probably cover the jars when you're done. And then bring that over and put it on this. Now you'll use the funnel, the orange funnel, and just stick it in the top perfect, and the trick is to slide it over and you don't spill as much. And then give it a good mix and pour that to a 1/2 inch to the top, which is the middle kind of the neck of the jar. So just pour that in there. Let me get close up so people can see how good this looks. It's looking awesome. Now if you lift the lid out a little bit, you might want to put a little bit more in there. There you go. That looks perfect. And so your next thing, it's perfect. I dip it in that water from the rings because it's hot. That pot. You'll want to hold this because it's going to be a hot jar with that hot liquid in there. Burn your fingers. You wipe the rim real good. Because anything in there, and you don't have to worry about the inside. Just lay it and just run around the edge of it. Inside or out. So it's just this top ring that you're going to touch. And then, you use the magnet and pull one of the lids out of there. I know we got a rim in there. There we go. Never touch inside, and then pluck it on there. Put the top on. fingertip tight. Undo it. No, you're going to tighten it. Yep, tighten it more, a little bit more. Perfect.
Okay.
Yep. And this is what it looks like pre-processing. And we're going to put it in a boiling water canner for 15 minutes. And so we'll come back when that's ready. All right. 7 little half pints of the hot and sweet sauce. Oh, my camera. So now what you do is lower those in there, those handles. We'll make sure that the top of they're covered by at least 1 to 2 inches of water. Yeah, they are. I'd add a little. We're going to add a little bit more water to that, and then we'll bring it to a boil and process it for, once the boiling starts, 15 minutes. And then you turn the heat off, take the lid off, let them sit for about 5 minutes before we take them out. That way you don't lose liquid out of the edges. So we will be back in 15 minutes. Probably 20, really. Okay, there's the finished product. Look how pretty they are. Just an amber colored liquid with all the hot pepper in it. And we'll see if it thickens up. If it does, when I open them, I'll do an update to the video so we can see how they turned out. But we tasted it, and I think it's going to be a really good thing to put on chicken or dip an egg roll in. Looks like good stuff. Thanks for watching.